Everybody wants to win. Everybody wants the blessing, the breakthrough, the next level. But not everybody is ready to face the truth behind why they're still stuck. See, the real reason you're not winning yet isn't because you're not talented. It's not because you weren't born into money. It's not even because life's been unfair to you, though maybe it has. The real reason you're not winning yet is because you're still holding on to old habits with a new dream. You can't win if you're still entertaining what's holding you back. That's the truth most people don't want to hear, but it's the truth that will set you free. So many folks are asking for elevation while still clinging to the very things that are keeping them on the ground. You say you want a better life, a breakthrough, a blessing, but you're still in love with the distractions that are stealing your time. You can't ask for clarity while living in chaos. You can't pray for success while walking with failure as your best friend. Let's get real. Winning doesn't come to the version of you that refuses to let go. You're holding on to habits that don't serve you, relationships that drain you, and routines that keep you stuck. You want change, but you don't want to be uncomfortable. You want growth, but you're not willing to leave your comfort zone behind. That's like asking for sunshine while standing in the shadow. It doesn't work like that. You know what's keeping you back. You feel it. Every time you try to move forward, that thing pulls you back. Maybe it's your addiction to procrastination. Maybe it's your fear of failure. Maybe it's the people around you who don't believe in your dream. Whatever it is, you've got to make a decision. Am I going to carry this baggage for another season, or am I finally going to drop it and fly? The reason most people never reach the next level is not because they're not capable. It's because they're not willing to let go of what's behind them. You're asking God for something new while refusing to release the old. You're stuck in a cycle because you keep feeding the things that feed on you. You've normalized the weight. You've gotten comfortable with being stuck. But comfort is the enemy of elevation. Sometimes what's holding you back isn't loud. It's quiet. It's subtle. It's the voice in your head that says, you can do it tomorrow. It's the friend who always tells you to play it safe. It's the job that pays just enough to keep you from chasing your dream. Winning requires courage. The kind of courage that says, I know this is familiar, but I'm not staying here. You can't fly if your wings are tied to the past. And for some of you, that means cutting ties with people who were never meant to go where you're going. That means walking away from old mindsets, breaking generational patterns, and doing the hard work of becoming. Because winning isn't just about success, it's about freedom. And you can't be free if you're still chained to comfort, fear, or approval. Let me be clear, this isn't about being perfect. It's about being honest. Honest enough to admit what's in your way. Honest enough to admit that you've been holding yourself back. And bold enough to do something about it. Because your future doesn't begin when the stars align. It begins the moment you decide you're done playing small. You've got a dream, a calling, a purpose. And it's time to stop sabotaging it by entertaining what no longer fits the vision. You weren't built to stay grounded. You were built to soar. But the sky isn't for the ones still clinging to the ground. The wind is up there, waiting for you. But first, you've got to let go. ChatGPT said, accountability is the beginning of every real breakthrough. You can't change your life until you take ownership of it. The truth is, you'll never win while blaming someone else for where you are. It's easy to say it's because of your past, your parents, your job, your neighborhood, or your lack of support. But every time you hand the pen to someone else to write your story, you give away your power. And power is the one thing you need to change your life. See, there comes a moment when you've got to stop looking around and start looking within. You've got to say, no matter what they did, no matter what didn't happen for me, it's on me now. My choices, my actions, my responses, that's my responsibility. Because no one's coming to save you. No one's going to do the work for you. If you want something better, you've got to take the wheel of your own life. And accountability doesn't mean shame. It doesn't mean beating yourself up for where you are. It means being honest enough to say, this isn't where I want to be, but I'm the one who's going to change that. It means no more excuses, no more waiting for the perfect moment, and no more blaming the past. It means getting up every day with a mindset that says, if I want better, I've got to do better. You can't fix what you won't face. You can't overcome what you won't take responsibility for. If you keep saying it's someone else's fault, you're giving that person control over your destiny. And I don't care who hurt you, left you, doubted you, or held you back. Don't give them that much power. Don't let them live rent-free in your head while you pay the price of delay. The minute you stop blaming is the minute you start building. When you stop saying, they did this to me, and start saying, I'm in control now, something shifts, your energy changes, your mindset levels up. You stop looking for someone to rescue you and start becoming the person you've been waiting for. Let's get real. You've wasted too much time blaming the world. That's not where the win lies. The win lives in ownership, in discipline, in looking your flaws, your fears, your failures dead in the eye and saying, you don't run me anymore, I run me. That's where the breakthrough begins. Not in the perfect plan, not in the big opportunity, but in the decision to stop running from responsibility and start owning your power. Accountability unlocks growth. When you own your time, you manage it better. When you own your choices, you make better ones. When you own your habits, you break the ones that are holding you back. It's not about being perfect. It's about being in control. And the most successful people you see, they aren't just talented. They're accountable. They take the hits. They learn. They adjust. They take full responsibility for their journey, no matter what. That's why they win. Not because they had it easier, but because they refuse to keep playing the victim. So if you're not winning yet, ask yourself, what part of my life am I still blaming on someone else? What excuse do I keep using to justify staying stuck? And most importantly, what would change if I started taking full control of my future? Because your next level starts with your next decision, not someone else's, yours. Take the wheel. Take the shot. Take ownership. The win is waiting, but it won't come until you do. Discipline beats motivation every single time. Motivation is emotional. It comes and goes like the wind. One moment you're fired up, and the next you're laying in bed scrolling through your phone, talking yourself out of everything you said you'd do. That's the trap most people fall into. They wait until they feel like it before they take action. But champions don't wait on a mood. They move regardless of how they feel. That's the difference between someone who wants to win and someone who does. The real winners in life, the ones who make it to the top, aren't the ones who were always inspired. They're the ones who built a system and showed up to it daily. They didn't rely on excitement. They didn't wait for the perfect environment. They trained their minds to follow through no matter what. That's what discipline is. It's doing what needs to be done, even when the fire has gone out. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep. It's going to the gym when nobody's clapping for you. It's studying, grinding, building, without an audience. You're not going to feel like it every day. That's just the truth. Life will wear you down. You'll get tired. You'll get discouraged. Things won't always go the way you planned. But if you've built discipline, you'll keep going. You'll stay consistent. And consistency is what separates the average from the extraordinary. Anybody can do something once. Anybody can be motivated for a day. But it's the one who does it again and again and again, especially when it's hard, that ends up winning. Too many people are addicted to hype. They need music, coffee, a YouTube video, or a pep talk to get going. But what happens when those things aren't around? What happens when you're alone? When life hits you? When no one's cheering you on? That's when discipline steps in. That's when habits carry you through the valley. Discipline says, I don't need to feel good. I just need to be committed. And here's the thing, you can train yourself to be disciplined. It's not something you're born with. It's a muscle. And like every muscle, it grows with resistance. Every time you wake up and do the work, despite your feelings, you're building strength. Every time you push past the voice in your head that says, not today, you're stacking wins. Small, quiet wins that add up to something massive. You don't rise to the level of your motivation. You fall to the level of your systems. And if your system is built on emotions, you'll always be inconsistent. But if your system is built on discipline, it won't matter how you feel. You'll keep building day by day, brick by brick. And that kind of consistency is dangerous. That kind of consistency can't be stopped. You want to change your life. Start with discipline. Set a schedule and stick to it. Set a standard and honor it. Don't lower it just because you're tired. You'll never master your destiny if you can't master your day. And you'll never conquer your dreams if you're still being conquered by comfort. The truth is, your results don't care how you feel. Your goals don't care about your mood. They respond to action. They respond to repetition. So decide, are you going to keep chasing moments of motivation? Or are you going to become someone who doesn't need a mood to move? Because when discipline becomes your default, nothing can stop you. Not doubt, not fatigue, not failure. Discipline doesn't get weaker with time. It gets stronger. And when you learn to live by discipline, that's when you become unstoppable. You must outgrow the version of yourself that keeps losing. That version of you, the one stuck in self-doubt, fear, inconsistency, and comfort, can't walk with you into your future. That version of you was built to survive the past, not conquer the destiny ahead. If you want to win, if you truly want to reach the next level, you have to become someone new. Because growth requires change, and change requires discomfort. The truth is, you can't take the same thinking, the same habits, the same excuses, and expect a new outcome. Think about this. Who you were yesterday made the decisions that got you where you are right now. So if you're not where you want to be, something has to shift. That means shedding old habits. That means killing old thought patterns. That means saying goodbye to a version of you that's familiar but no longer functional. You can't keep doing what you've always done and expect a breakthrough. Winners evolve. They elevate. They transform. And transformation is not easy. It doesn't feel good. It feels like loss at first, because letting go of the old you means walking into the unknown. It means facing fears you've been avoiding. It means giving up the easy path for the one that demands growth. But that's the price of success, and most people aren't willing to pay it. They stay stuck, not because they don't want more, but because they refuse to change for it. You've got to get sick and tired of losing. You've got to get to the point where comfort starts to disgust you, where the life you've settled for becomes unbearable. That's when growth becomes possible, when staying the same is no longer an option. When you realize that your breakthrough is not coming from the outside in, but from the inside out. You are the project. You are the solution. And the moment you start building the next version of yourself, the results will follow. This is about mindset. The old you made excuses. The new you takes ownership. The old you quit when it got hard. The new you pushes through. The old you is waiting for motivation. The new you creates it with discipline. Because once you change your identity, your habits start to align. Your actions begin to match your vision. And suddenly, you're not stuck anymore, you're rising. But you can't rise carrying dead weight. You can't rise while feeding doubt and fear and comparison. Growth means being honest about what's no longer working. It means auditing your circle, your routines, your beliefs. And anything that doesn't serve the next level of you, it's got to go. That might mean letting go of people who don't challenge you. That might mean saying no to shortcuts and choosing the long game. That might mean working harder than you ever have with no applause, just belief. The version of you that keeps losing is comfortable, lazy, afraid, or undisciplined. That version is familiar, but it's not your future. You've got to introduce yourself to the you that wins. The you that shows up on time. The you that honors their word. The you that faces failure without folding. That version of you is already inside. You just have to start feeding it. So ask yourself today, who am I becoming? What parts of me are holding me back? What do I need to unlearn? Because if you want to win, it starts with outgrowing what's keeping you small. And the beauty of life is that you can always reinvent yourself. You can evolve. You can rise. But only if you're willing to say goodbye to the version of you that's been settling, and hello to the version of you that's ready to soar. Winning isn't about talent. It's about mindset. You can have all the skills, all the potential, all the connections in the world, but if your mindset is weak, you'll never rise. Because talent might get you in the door, but it's your mindset that keeps you in the room when life tests you. And make no mistake, life will test you. You'll face rejection, betrayal, failure, and disappointment. And in those moments, it's not your gifts that will save you. It's your grit. It's your attitude. It's your belief that no matter what happens, you're not quitting. The most dangerous thing you can do is doubt yourself. Because doubt creates hesitation, and hesitation kills momentum. When you don't believe you belong, you'll play small even when the opportunity is big. When you don't believe you can win, you'll sabotage every step forward. That's the silent killer, your own thoughts. The war isn't out there, it's inside. And until you win the war in your mind, you'll keep losing in life. So you've got to train your mind like a warrior. That means speaking life into yourself even when no one else does. That means building confidence through action, not just affirmations. You don't become mentally tough by thinking about it. You become tough by facing hard things and refusing to break. You build belief by doing what you said you would do. You build strength by walking through pain with purpose. That's how winners are forged, not in ease, but in endurance. And your mindset isn't just about confidence. It's about resilience. Life will knock you down, but if your mindset is solid, you'll get back up with more wisdom. You won't just survive, you'll evolve. Because you understand that failure isn't final, and setbacks aren't signals to stop. They're part of the path. Every successful person you admire had moments when it looked like it was over. But they kept showing up. They kept grinding. Because their mind was stronger than their mood. That's what separates the winners from the watchers. Watchers talk about what they could have done. Winners do it. Watchers complain about circumstances. Winners find solutions. Watchers make excuses. Winners make progress. The only difference, the mindset. The belief that even if things aren't perfect, I'm still showing up. Even if I'm scared, I'm still stepping forward. Even if I fall, I'll rise stronger. And the most powerful mindset of all, ownership. You have to believe that your life is your responsibility. No one's coming to save you. No one owes you anything. If you want something, you've got to go get it. That mindset sets you free. Because now nothing is holding you back but you. And that's something you can fix, you can train, you can grow. Start feeding your mind daily. Read, listen, reflect. Protect your energy. Surround yourself with voices that push you forward, not pull you down. And most importantly, speak victory into your life, even when you feel like you're losing. Because the mind believes what you tell it the most. If you keep saying you can't, you won't. If you keep saying you're not ready, you'll never be. But if you start saying, this is mine, I'm built for this, I'm not backing down, your life will start to reflect that power. You don't have to be perfect to win. You just have to believe you can. Every day, feed your mind with the truth. You were made to rise, made to overcome, made to win. And when your mindset shifts, your entire life follows. Because once your mind is right, everything else becomes possible. If you've been wondering why you're not winning yet, take a hard look within, not outside. It's not about the world being unfair. It's not about your past, your pain, your family, or your failures. It's about who you're choosing to be right now. Winning isn't some mystery reserved for the lucky. It's the result of your discipline, your mindset, your willingness to evolve, and your hunger to outwork who you were yesterday. If you stay waiting for perfect conditions, if you stay tied to your old habits, if you let your feelings control your grind, you'll stay stuck in the same cycle.